Alright, we're now live on YouTube. And let's go ahead and give you some descriptions about the live options we're going to be doing. We are doing an activity. This is one of the bush strips from the Microsoft 40th anniversary editions. So I will be going ahead and just doing the live here. Just want to make sure that I don't have any echoes coming in. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, we'll be flying this mission. So a little bit of description here. Oh no, instrument. Yeah, maybe I'll go back and choose another mission right now. I am not happy with that one. So I'm gonna be honest with my competency level. So I'd rather not be in a horrible situation. So which one should I do? Hawaii Canyon. Let's see. I don't see any interesting thing about landing here. Nothing about landing, you're just flying Hawaii's Waimea Canyon in a Cessna 172 SP, then climb towards the sea and head north along the Nepali coastline. That's a nice coastline, but it can be boring for me. There's no objective more than just looking around. Pretty sure Hawaii's pretty nice, right? But we're looking for some mission objectives here. I'm sure the Hawaii vacation one seems to be around the same. Actually, no, this has quite a few legs. Well, at least, there are quite a few. Whoa, 235 miles on the fifth leg. Not bad, but it could be adventurous. And you know what? The first leg is 34 minutes, so let's do that one. Yeah, so we're gonna take a private pilot's dream vacation, rent a Cessna in Honolulu and take off a 4-day exploration of the Hawaiian Islands. There's nothing quite like viewing the unspoiled beauty of Hawaii's beaches, volcanoes, and canyons from the air. Navigating between the islands, sometimes out of sight land, adds to both the challenge and the thrill. On the first leg, take off from Honolulu International Airport, fly around Ano, and return and land to pick up a friend at MCAS. Alright. On the third leg, okay, I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna focus on the first leg right now, so I'm going to do this. Alright. And just want to check, make sure all the connections to live are running. YouTube's live and Twitch is live. Alright, let's go. This is not bad at all. Definitely not bad. It's a nice plane. I guess we're doing our walk around with a hovering plane. I'm pretty sure they're going to fix this in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Yeah. No hovering planes without being blown. Okay. All right. Let's move to logs. All right. My manager failed. So I have this panel that I can see the panels on a separate monitor. Instead of looking on, it didn't pop out, so I'm going to close all pop outs and start it again just to see. Okay, that worked. And the second one, the MFD, is coming up. Oh no, that failed. So let's try again. Close all and start again. First one's PFD's up. Second one is failing. Don't know why. It's not an issue normally. Let's close it and reopen. See if that fixes the problem. Okay. First one is gonna fail. Let's try it to start popping out. Closed. Open the first. Okay. We have the PFD. We'll work with the PFD only. Alright. I guess worst case scenario, I can use the unscreen. Let's close that. And close, minimize this so it's... Oh. Right. Now let's read some of the instructions. Leave. Alright, I'll use the autopilot in this just to... Alright, we're ready to take off. Release the brakes. Get some right rudder. Airspeed's alive, instruments in the crane. I'll rotate. And I'm going to turn on the autopilot. put on the heading. So it's starting to, that's the autopilot doing its own thing. Oh. Alright, I'll turn it off. Turn off the heading. And I'm going to head back on the path. Right now, my altitude, I'm at 2,000 feet. Actually, I could level off here. I'll control the heading here. And altitude. Set the altitude. Whoa. Alright, 2.5. And peace. And the heading. I am really not trying to intercept this path right here. Yeah, this is too high, but let's intercept this path first. Actually, let's go to that. I'm going to go down in altitude because let's go down to 150, I mean 1500, and full speed. this is really poorly done. It's funny, the steering on the yoke is turning in the opposite direction of which I'm going. I need to fix that in the settings. Wow. I was running on full for a long time. It was full throttle, not good. Alright, I think it's correcting for navigation right now. Alright, it's good. And for me, this is more of getting familiar with this autopilot. That's something I need to get more training on. So this is actually perfect. I will be resuming my flight training soon at some point after I finish next semester. So this is actually helping me out in order to practice with the flight simulator. So now it's navigating on its own. I am at 1,500 feet. As I approach any terrain, I will actually adjust the altitude if needed. If I need to. So this is pretty nice. I probably can show you around a little bit, but It's nice in Hawaii. Hawaii. And I guess I could fly a little bit lower. So let's reduce the altitude a little bit. I want to go down. I'm over the ocean, so I want to go 800. I'm not ever in a populated airfield, so this. Descending at 450 feet a second. I mean, per minute. That would be really fast. Wow. So I definitely want to climb. I'm going to be too close to this mountain, so let's go back up to the altitude. Let's go back up to 1500 and start the climb. I'm so anxious, or anticipating using the Flight Simulator 2024 from Microsoft, so I would love to see the difference with the imagery and the scenery in the Flight Simulator 2024 compared to 2020. I mean, of course I see videos of people using it online, but it doesn't apply to me. I'm not using it myself, so I need to I'm looking forward to that, and getting ready to level off at 15 over this mountain to peak here. And this is all the autopilot doing. I set the altitude that I wanted it to go to, and make sure that I am. All right. Yeah, I'm really close to this mountaintop. So, oh wow, this is beautiful. is nice here. I guess once we go around this mountain here, I can go back down to a low altitude. So I guess we could look at some more scenic Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery. So. So I'll go down on the altitude. So the altitude, let's reduce the altitude for a minute. Let's go down back to 800 feet. And I descend at 450 feet per minute. Oh, nice. So this is the view, the side view. And I guess I could shoot it on the outside view. There you go. This is nice, very beautiful, but it's noisy outside. I'll return to the inside, but I can give you a side view. This in itself is a major accomplishment for flight simulation. This is for the 2020 Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm pretty sure 2024 will be so much better. But these are also tools for flight training, I think, especially for instruments. This is really good, and for repetition, getting practice and competence as far as knowing the instruments you're using in the airplane, getting familiar with how to do maneuvers. I think it can be a great tool for flying. So I think this is the way student pilots should at least be starting out, in my personal opinion, before going to a CFI where it's more costly at over $200 $50 an hour for flight training when you're in the plane. So at least do as much as you can at home. The resources on the FAA websites, a lot of the books that you can buy, like the study preps, the FAA provides a knowledge book. You can get, of course, study preps you'll have to pay, but they're not that expensive. Gleim has a good one, and there's also study video materials that if you want to go ahead and get your FAA knowledge tests out the way, you can actually purchase the video training series from either Gleim or Sporty's Pilot. And that's what I did also with the Sporty's Pilot. I purchased that and I watched the video. While I was doing my ground school, I was fortunate to attend a ground school where it was based on a semester at a college. So I just paid the cost, flat fee, and they prepped you all the way, and you took one semester of a ground school. So that was a really good benefit for me. For the college, it was $150 per semester, as opposed to paying CFI $60 an hour for ground school training. And they gave you permission to take the test. You can also use the Sporty's video series, and they'll train you there's online practice tests, and they test you along the way, and once you're ready, they'll actually give you permission to take the FAA knowledge test as well. So if you get that out of the way, that's the best option. So you have the knowledge test out the way, and then you're ready to just focus on flying, and of course practicing with a flight simulator, whether it's Microsoft. I know the curriculum-based course that Gleim provides, it's the Explain flight training course. That's based on the FAA curriculum. They'll teach you how to practice the maneuvers, and you could, for $99 plus a few cents, you can start training. So if you can use that to start your training to get ahead of you or going to BFI or flight training school, you will be way ahead, and I think it gives you more confidence because you're like, okay, I'm familiar with this. Of course, you still have to follow their instructions, but you are way ahead if you knock out the FAA knowledge tests out the way, and also use the flight simulator to get some familiarity with the airplane instruments and setup. So you can give me your feedback. Tell me what you think. That's how I started. I have about almost 50 hours. I started out on a flight simulator training when I knew I wanted to go and start flying, and I got as much as possible before I got to start the physical flying. So the physical flying I knew, so I was able to solo around 22 hours, but I was leaving California to do my in COVID during COVID to go and start school for aerospace engineering. So that during that time period, it was difficult being consistent while in school and in COVID. So I'm finishing my aerospace engineering next semester, so I'll be resuming my flight training. Then I did do some training while I was in school, so I was able to build up to 50 hours, but it was not consistent. So now I wanted to get back in it, and I'm using these tools to actually get me up and running closer to and also reviewing the knowledge test. I have to retake the knowledge test. I already passed it, but it only lasts for 2 years. So anyone with similar experience or want to share their experience, please do. Let's look out the window and see how things are going. Not bad at all. The other tool that I'll be looking into for improving my radio communication skills, since it's been a while, is COM1. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of COM1. It's COMM1. And it's an older software, but it is pretty good. It goes over the radio communications. It's a simulator, so you wear a headset. It gives you the scenario, and you have to say it back as far as how you would talk to ATC, or if you're flying into unmanned tower airport. So it's a real good instruction. So if anyone has problems talking on the radio, if you've ever flown and you're nervous or stuttering while you're talking to ATC, this tool, COM1, COMM1, will help you. So check it out. Let's give you another outside view. Wow. That's the right view. And this is out into the ocean, the left side. Wow, this is really nice. I've never been to Hawaii. I would love to visit. guess I could use this more often. Uh, the zoom in feature, you could. Wow. I can arrange. How much farther do I have to? Wow. Huh. Around on a trip. When do we land? Yeah, I'm just going over some of the logs. Make sure. back over. I think I'll be landing soon. I'm just checking out to make sure. Because these are the other points where I'll be going. Yeah, that's the first landing point. Wow. HNG. Oh, interesting. Let's just land for now, and we'll come back to this later. Okay. Come down with the altitude. Let's check off the autopilot and start looking around a little bit. I'm doing a flyover or to see this airport. Okay, so I'm gonna buy the pattern and left. I see the airport. Okay. should see it over here. So for now, let's go out a little bit. And I'm going to start my descent as I come around. Let's put in, oh yeah, it definitely let's go around. Let's find a downwind on this side. I didn't do a good pattern. I'll fix the pattern. Make sure I do it properly. I'm gonna go back up to 1,000. To the and I'm gonna fly around this little hill to line up. It looked like it's a perfect marker for coming around. High. Start my descent, but at least I want to have altitude when I come up, so I could glide back in if emergency. So, and you can see on this side. So I'm at 1,100 feet and descending 93. Could put a notch of flaps. Start slowing down. Probably should have waited until I was close enough. Okay. I see the airport. Start lining up. Yeah, lined up with the runway, and yes, I'm kind of crabbing it. So I'm at 340 feet. We'll take out the power so I could glide in. Just a little bit more. Right. I could have come off the runway, exit the runway on the first exit, but I'll go down a little bit further. Here's another. All right. Let's get off the runway. Past this point. And I'll stop. So, all right, I completed that leg. So, thank you very much for flying with me. I wasn't so sure if I'll get credit for it, but I'll look at the logs and see what I missed. All right. Wasn't bad at all. So this is where they expected me to do that. So at another point, I'll continue. But for now, we got the first leg out of the way. So I really appreciate you spending the time and watching this video when you do. But yep, thank you. Let me open back up.